So no. Hey, what is up, guys? Shadow Steel here, and welcome back to Railworks Sundays. So today we're going to be driving the BR-155. This is the second German scenario in a row, and I think the third German scenario in the entire season so far. We've driven the BR-155 before on a simple run from one end of the route to the other. But I figured that this particular scenario might be an interesting change because we have to actually help another locomotive out there. So this actually gives me a bit of a chance to kind of try and figure out how to do this. Last time I did the scenario, I ended up losing control of my locomotive. Somehow the brakes didn't apply because I think because of the other locomotive that was directly behind me. Either that or I must have triggered the wrong brake settings. So, what I'm going to do... Well, in railroading they have what is called a brake check before they kind of move the locomotive. And I'm wondering if I could do that on the simulator to see if that's actually working. Or see if it actually applies or something. I've not driven the BR-155 very often, and I really am kind of curious of how this actually works. So, okay. I'm also going to try my hardest, in a sense, to get this scenario done at the highest score. Here we go! Oh, geez, what the heck? Oh. I got like a little, I probably should put that on the video soon. Hi, driver, you'll be taking these Haben wagons south of Kolben-Lutzel. Drive safely, and you may have to request permission to pass through the signal. George tab. Turn that on. Okay. So, get rid of the brakes. So we're 10. Turn the windshield wipers higher. Probably don't need a cab heater right now. I probably don't need to open my windows. Off we go to adventure. So I can probably only go up to 100 kilometers per hour right now. I am jiggling my foot like a motherfucker. Ah, boy. Alright, so second time we've been in this 1970-esque cab. But, let's face it, it's a nice little locomotive. Very powerful. Very odd looking, too. I haven't noticed this before, but or noticed this very early on, but the locomotive is like one of the has an odd wheel arrangement. It looks like the front wheel here is detached from these two bogies, these two wheels here, and that the same thing's on the back system as well. So essentially the locomotive is like... So this locomotive has like 4 different bogies or something like that, but I don't know. What is that? It'd be nice if some of these switches actually did something. Alright, we're getting up to our maximum speed limit allowed. I'm going to do a small brake test when I So essentially what we're doing is we're driving the train through a rainstorm, trying to drop off some wagons, but we then get called off to help a stranded locomotive. There's going to be a few switchovers eventually. First one will actually drop us down to 60 miles an hour. And the second one will be like a 40-mile-an-hour limit. My dog. So I'm just keeping the speed at a steady rate here. So there's our first like waypoint here. There's no like real checkpoint to it. So we have like a few checkpoints here that will give me points, and there's a total of 1,000 points you can get in each career scenario. There are a total of 6 in this scenario, meaning that there's 200 points per destination. Ugh. There goes that frame rate again. So essentially, when you try to do a scenario, you have like a variable point system on career scenarios, and they are supposed to help you out as much as possible. They kind of to help you achieve your goal of becoming the best driver in the world, by the looks of it, anyway. However, it's the German scenarios I seem to struggle with because I have no idea how German railroading works. At least with the British scenarios and British routes, they're very similar to what the United States uses in regards to how railroading works. The only difference is that their braking system is set to vacuum brakes rather than air brakes, is what we have in the United States. However, in Europe, like in Germany, they have air brakes. It's kind of weird. I also think that air brakes are also used I think air brakes are generally used all over the world. However, it's worth noting that vacuum brakes were they weren't introduced until like the late 1860s. And railroads had been around for about 30 years by that point. And air brakes weren't widely adopted until officially, I think, would be late 1870s. And by that point, you had 40 years of railroading all over the world, because the first railroad in the world was opened in 1829, officially in Great Britain. A year later, we had the first American railroad, and so on and so forth. So essentially, you had like all these different railroad connections and stuff like that, all braking their trains not with air brakes, but instead with just putting their locomotives in reverse and just slowly coasting. In fact, that actually reminds me of one of the scenarios part that is on the Story of Forest Rail, and essentially in that scenario, your brakes go. And what you end up doing is you at first apply the handbrake because you're going downhill. And then eventually your train also kind of, or I should say your car, just wears out its handbrake. So the guy urges you to just put it in reverse. And that's how you stop your train. And it's kind of clumsy, but it's also kind of one of the fun scenarios you can do. If I remember right, this is a 60 limit. Did not slow down. Quick, there we go. Oh, slow down too much now. So I believe this, there's a little 6 up here that references the speed limit up there. And the funny thing is, there's a 60 limit further up. So officially, my train actually speed changes to a 60 limit after the signal tells me go 60. Yay! Achievement! At least I get one achievement for playing this scenario. I doubt I will get the other one, because I need to get 900 points to finish the scenario and get the achievement for it. But last time I played it, my brakes ended up completely failing and I had no braking power. And it looked like also that my brakes didn't really apply too much when I was slowing down the locomotive. So essentially, the reason I'm braking or like have to go 60 is because of the station. I'm officially like transferring several different tracks, and officially I have to like essentially. Oh my god, that frame rate! Essentially, I have to be like extra vigilant on the signals and stuff. Speaking of which, I don't know why my alerter's not going off. I wonder if that's explained in the manual that you have to actually turn on the alerter. Another signal warning me of track change. I do like this locomotive as a German locomotive. It's actually kind of interesting to look at. But, again, I kind of like the German steam locomotives rather. Like, the German locomotives that I love are mostly just like... are really just essentially just various... there are various designs and whatnot. Ow. Wetting my lips too much. Ugh. So if I remember right, this comes out... because I record these episodes way ahead of time. You know, to allow the episodes to kind of, you know, gain some speed. Or, you know, so I can actually record and do various things. This episode comes out on the 6th. So that day is actually... so that week of the 6th, which is also the election, which I've already covered on another video. I don't want to go through it again. I don't want to make this political. But that... essentially... wait, do I have to stop at that platform? Oh, go via. That week, there's a game that comes out on the day of the election. I pre-ordered it already, and essentially I'm going to be doing a Let's Play that week that game comes out. And it will be released on Friday of that week. So essentially, oh, there we go. So essentially, you guys will be getting a special episode, and in the month of December, not only will we be doing special winter-style scenarios for Railworks Sundays, but there will be special videos for Star Wars. Star Wars Rogue One is releasing in December, and I thought, why not just release Star Wars themed Let's Plays for that month? And lo and behold, I've got everything ready to go. Okay. So, I mean, I got a few things ready to go. I have like a handful of Let's Play ideas, one of them being going to be part of a continuing series, part of a continuing Let's Play of Railworks Sundays. I mean, not Railworks Sundays, Retro Play. But the others may not get a full playthrough of Retro Play. And to be honest, this Retro Play, I believe, will actually be done in such a manner that there won't be really a need to kind of continue it. But so far, there's been a problem I've run into. Apparently, OBS does not like to capture the game that I'm going to be recording through its like game capture or window capture, for that matter. So what I have to do is like jerry-rig kind of a desktop style capture. And if you've gone back in my channel's history and watched some of the early anime plays, which are like visual novel anime plays, games that I've played, which, by the way, I'm gonna freaking finish. I still need to get those done. I've got one in the can. I think I've released one recently, and I'm planning on releasing a few more later. But I mean, those games, if you saw the early footage, I was just using what is known as Bandicam, and I was capturing the entire desktop and not just the game. And as a result, when you saw me capturing, it was actually capturing various things. Okay, what the hell? Somehow the brake is not kicking in as hard. Huh. Okay, there it goes, there it goes. There it goes. Interesting, so if I click it to 5, it actually gives me a lot... Oh, way too much braking power, actually. I broke... fuck. I can't... What is the past tense of brake? Like braking for railroad? I don't know. Anyway, I stopped way too early. Anyway, like those early episodes of... Well, I wonder. Because I know that Bandicam does record this game that I'm planning to do a retro play in, but that actual program I've not used in such a long time, that mainly because of the fact that I was made aware pretty quickly when I was trying to make my first episodes of Railworks Sundays, was that that Bandicam could not actually record Railworks. There was some encoding issue or something that when it recorded, it just did a frame every minute or something. It was like stop motion animation or something. And my voice it was like fast forwarding my voice, yet the video was like super just clunky to the point where it was pretty unusable. And I almost wanted to like pop it up on maybe I will do that on YouTube. It's like, do not use Bandicam to record Railworks Sundays. Maybe like a special video or something like that. But yeah, Bandicam does record a lot of my games pretty well, but there's a big problem in that the setup that I currently use for all my recording purposes, and this has actually been shown, this will be shown off later on in a so-called Shadow Steel's How To, which I've recently brought back from the dead again, is that I have a setup with Open Broadcast Software, or OBS, and unfortunately I can't officially, I've recorded so many videos using the OBS setup in recent years that essentially I'm sure people have either gotten used to it, especially with Railworks Sundays and how people, like how Matt Peddleson and a few others record their videos, compared to what I do, and compared to how my old videos looked. Jesus, I can't. That's something caught my throat now. But yeah, I mean, Bandicam does record this game, but this game, I really want to use OBS for it, because it's one of those games that there's like a lot of things going on screen. If I use Bandicam, it's going to cover up the corner of the screen with my face cam, because you can actually actively, place, Bandicam can actually record both your webcam footage and the game footage at the same time, and that's how most of my a handful of my footage was captured. Very early footage, actually. But unfortunately, that footage was always had some sort of flaw with it. There were times where the webcam would not fully activate, and as a result, there would be a black box on the corner of the screen, and essentially what would happen is that there's a black box, like essentially here on the screen, but my audio is capturing from my webcam and the game capturing perfectly fine. And that was pretty much unusable, and that's why in many of the early videos you actually see another program called UCam that I'm using for face cam rather than Bandicam. And essentially that is what I'm trying to do exactly, is actually kind of meld those two together, and but this is just so seamless that there's very little editing involved with these videos. All I gotta do is place the title card up front before the video starts, and then the video's just done. I just convert it to a 720 HD quality and then put it on YouTube. And yes, I would love to record it at 60 frames a second video quality, but when I convert the videos, I never can convert them to 60 frames a second in HD, because I don't have a video editor that does that. Anyway, we just passed 2 BR-155s now. So yeah, there's going to be a couple Star Wars Let's Plays. If I can get everything set up, I can actually, what I need is a second monitor to actively record the footage. Like, I need a second monitor to monitor my webcam and everything there. The main monitor will be, like, recording the game, like, actually showing gameplay. And I want to get, like, an actual headset and various other equipment and so all that. So the reason I'm slowing down here is that we got a 40 limit coming up rather than a 60 limit. However, the marker does say 60 ahead, but I do not want to risk overspeeding. Plus, we're a bit ahead of schedule. So, I also liked how this cab is not soundproof. You have the locomotive, the main locomotive included with North Jersey Coastline. Like, it has a soundproof cab. Like, you can't hear anything but the bell when the locomotive is running in diesel mode or electric. And then, unless you have the windows open, but this locomotive, which was released just earlier, has no soundproof cab. Jesus Christ, I'm got like something going on with me. I drank coffee in the last recording that I did, and evidently oh, that's what's going on. Because there's no like marker on the top, it just goes to a generic 40. Yeah, for some reason, the reason oh, there we go. A train rendered immobile at Andernach. There has been a train rendered immobile at I think I've got a typo here. Hold on here. There we go. I didn't actually see that the first time I played this. There's 2 ats. Are we going up? Is that like an Imperial Walker that's up ahead of us? Is that why we're getting warnings or something? Anyway, at Andernach, you've been tasked with rescuing it. First, proceed to... I have no idea. I'm not going to pronounce that. To drop off your freight at the siding, and then you'll come back for the broken down train. There we go. Whoa, what the? I always hate that. So I don't know why, but apparently when they routed my train, they routed it right through the siding. There's like no reason to go through the siding here, and yet I'm kind of going through the siding. Oh, before we get any further, I do want to go introduce you guys to someone, a new member of our family. Toby! Toby, come here. Toby, come here. Say hi. Say hi. Got Toby. Say hi, Toby. Newest family member. One of the most energetic puppies I have ever met. Though, to be honest, our first real dog that we got, Shadow, he was kind of energetic too. Oh, we've been playing for 25 minutes. Hopefully you guys got a good shot of Toby. So Toby, our newest dog here, is a chewiner. That's it, chewiner. For a second, I just like blanked out. Like what is it? Like what was it again? Yeah, he's a chewiner, which is a mix of a chihuahua and a wiener dog. A wiener dog. But the little guy is he's very adorable. He loves to play, and he's so like clingy too. Whenever somebody leaves the house, he immediately starts like freaking out, like where'd they go? Where'd they go? He does not like it when people are gone and stuff like that. But yeah, he's our newest member. He's the youngest dog we have here now. Yep, there we go. But yeah, we essentially have a new family member. Okay, so now my signal is showing 60. However, I don't think that's going to last very long. Alright. So, yeah, I need to be very careful now. Because I know for a fact that this freaking scenario is one of the most difficult I've had. I want to drive extremely... Oh, there we go. So as soon as you pass the distance signal, you get your main speed back. That's interesting. Whew. So I have quite a few Let's Plays going on that I'm going to be recording over time, and this will be one of those like various Let's Plays that I will... So technically, I am trying to record as much as I can to get footage for the rest of the year, so I don't have to worry about it too much. And what I'm trying to do... Okay, there's my... That's when I switch over. I need to be very careful there. I need to keep an eye on signals. I know there's another 40 coming up. Yeah. I also love the fact that it gave you a variable wiper speed. If like it's snowing, you just turn it very slowly back and forth. There's also like a handle over here, so you can change the wipers yourself. Can't move them individually though, which is sad. So there's our signal up ahead. That speed limit there though, I know that right after that there's a speed change. Or a distance signal or something. Well, I'll find out. Looks like we're going good for now. Oh, it stopped raining. I'll keep the wipers on for a little bit. Alright. We're good. Ah! It's that little sound of compressed air. If I remember right. So, looks like you got to clear up ahead. Oh, that's why. It's going to be like 3 kilometers before we actually get to the damn station. Yeesh. But I'm way... Whoa, jeez, I'm way early. I'm supposed to be there 21, 32, 12. I'm expected to be there 21, 27, 44. So I can just coast down the line here. Not a worry in the world. At least until the next distance. I'm a lot more talkative in this episode now. That's a good thing. Alright, so that should be our distance up ahead. Come on! Look forward! Stop going at 2 frames a second! I have still yet to figure out why it does that. But supposedly that is because of, like, it's trying to read information off the disk. So what I'm going to try and do is get a solid state drive, install Railworks to that, and then hopefully we get a lot better frame rates. Like, we don't have to worry so much about the that sudden drop in frames that happens every time I go into like a small section. And this is going to be terrible on like smaller routes, because these smaller routes are usually packed so much with scenery that they eventually like cause problems. And to be honest, I've also been hearing that these like frame rate drops that happen when they're reading information off your disk drive is actually causing crashes, like heavy game crashes, because it's just failing to load certain items. Matt Pedelson did one particular scenario on Soldier Summit, and shortly after he like got past a certain point, the scenario just like stopped loading everything and then crashed like a few minutes later. And I've had that happen a handful of times for me, but it's never been like very serious. Most of these crashes, however, have been because of the fact that I've downloaded scenarios, like workshop scenarios, and not had all the DLC for it. Recently I've had like a handful of scenarios that, yes, I'm going to be playing later on this year, later on in Railworks Sundays, that have been like in my collection for a while now, but I've yet to actually have the proper items. Because what I need is the S2 Burke and the SPNS Northern, the E1 Northern, to make the scenario work. And I don't have those locomotives. I was waiting for those to go on sale. They did go on sale eventually, half off on the flash sale, but I didn't have the money to snag them right away, because at that same time, the game that I pre-ordered for November 8th also came out that exact moment during the flash sale, and I had a decision to make between getting those locomotives, foregoing the pre-order, and like waiting until after the pre-order had gone away to get my copy, which was in itself kind of a difficult idea, and get the locomotives. Or essentially what I ended up doing is that I got the pre-order because I had a bonus discount for this game because I had their previous game in the franchise. And if you know anything, you've seen me play it, called Train Fever. This is Transport Fever that I'm talking about. And unfortunately, what ended up happening, well, what thankfully happened is, because I had Train Fever, I got a bonus discount of 15% off, along with the already 10% off discount for, the fact that they had put a standard 10% discount on the game for just getting it out there as much as possible. So what I ended up getting was a 25% off discount, while anybody who didn't have Train Fever prior to that game being announced, or prior to like a certain date, I think it was July of 2016, only got a discount of 10% off. And I mean, this game looks impressive. I mean, it's not, I don't expect it to be like a knockout title or something, mainly because I know that this particular developer is a small-time developer. Train Fever and Transport Fever are the only two games in their collection so far. Okay, that's that's the train on your right. Proceed to, again, and come back for it. And these are the only 2 games they've released. So essentially what I ended up, like, so I'm not expecting them to be a big developer. Like, they're not going to have, like, the biggest team behind them. But it looks decent enough where it's actually, you know, good enough for me to actually consider getting a copy and playing it. Now, granted, I need to finish the other retro plays that I've done. Series 1 of OpenTTD, Series 1 of Train Fever. So I won't be playing. So essentially, the playthrough of Train Fever essentially will be very limited. I mean, Transport Fever will be limited at best. I honestly think that I won't actually be playing that for very long because I have so many other games to get through. I've completely neglected OpenTTD up until recently. The actual 2 episodes that I released recently, Speed is Key and Massive Construction, were really there for like a few months before I actually finally decided to submit them. And the recent release episodes of Locomotion have been in the can. Like, I've been planning to play Locomotion for a while on the Retro Play because it's one of those games that seems to be the natural progression of what I've been doing with Retro Play so far. And yeah, essentially, oh god damn it! Essentially, like, those are probably going to be like limited very shortly over time, and the like, I probably will only do like 10 or like a handful of episodes of OpenTTD because what I'm doing with, I mean, no, not OpenTTD, Locomotion, is what I'm doing is I'm doing like custom maps that I've made myself because they encompass like custom content that I've created. And I only plan to do a few episodes in like each map because over time it becomes pretty boring because once you start getting like a ton of money, you're pretty much done. You don't need to worry about anything anymore. So I've made like the goals like absurdly ridiculous that will take like 100 years to really complete. These are kind of mimics of the 100-year challenge, but essentially I've got like in my head what I'm trying to do is essentially just you know, play a few episodes in Locomotion, make at least one series out of it, then for better or worse probably just actually do some of the campaigns just for the hell of it, and in turn just like well, what I want to do is there goes my what I want to do is actually, you know, create the game. I want to do a full series on it, but at the same time not have to worry too much about actually not worry too much about, you know, just actually doing something objectively. And to be honest, I think I might do the same with OpenTTD soon because the series itself has just simply started to crumble just slightly. Because I haven't been doing a regular gameplay of it in so long that I've essentially just pretty much just. Oop, there we go. Well, that's going to take a while. Just screwed. Okay, put the handbrakes there. Handbrakes there. I put the handbrakes on either end of the car. I get to the general stuff. Nicely done. Quickly head over to Anderson's Platform 2, where the train has been broken down. You can use the siding ahead to stop and reverse, but request permission to pass the signal through the Signal tab. So what essentially I am trying to do is that this first signal is essentially like a warning. And then the next one is, there we go. Oop, god damn it. And then the next one is one of those signals that you need to tab through. First one. What on earth? Come on. I may need to. Ah, there we go. I guess it only activates once you get to a certain distance. Because that didn't activate right away. Also, I'm not worried, at least too much at this point, of losing too many points. Mainly because of the fact that what we're essentially doing is just picking up another locomotive and then taking it to set this route area. However, I want to do a brake test before I officially I'll change the cabs here for a second. There we go. I'm going to look at this real quick just to make sure. Yeah, we're good. Alright, reverse and head towards Anderson Platform and couple to the... It's set up... Okay, I think there's like a few typos in this. Anyway, what I want to do is eventually just try and have like various Let's Plays in the old games, but OpenTTD and Train Fever, like, they have kind of a set goal, but Transport Fever will be the first game where there's and Locomotion that as well will be the first couple of games that actually has a set goal that you need to complete. Like, there's actually a campaign, and that's one of the reasons why I am actually planning to do something on Locomotion. But I mean, there's technically a goal in OpenTTD as well. Oh, for the love of God, that scared the crap out of me. Oh, that's what was going on. Interesting. Apparently there's another danger signal up ahead. There it is again. Am I clear to go through? Oh, but back. God damn it, I can't tell. Alright, we're back on the main line and heading over to the stalled locomotive. This is also going to be very tricky in a sense, because I do know for a fact that the braking system has fucked me before. So what I'm going to do, just for the... Okay, what time am I supposed to... 45. not probably going to be there on time anymore. So what I'm going to do is just, by this time, I'm just going to be trying my hardest to keep the locomotive under control. And I don't think there's actually brakes on this locomotive that's working. Or something. I didn't actually have a brake chance, a chance to apply brakes when I actually got to the platform. I mean, when I got out of the platform and I had immediately like a caution signal, and I was trying to brake for it because I knew that speed limit was going to be a 40. There's another signal that just changed. Oh boy. So we're 45 minutes in and we're still doing a freaking scenario. I think this actually is a 60-minute scenario, if you do it right. There we go. So it looks like we got a red ahead, but I'm not sure. I want to double check. Sometimes these won't activate until you get to a certain distance. I also am not sure if I'm doing this scenario correctly because it says back and I'm not technically on the back. Oh! Just tab just to be sure. God damn it! There's a green signal there. I'm getting a red block there. Oh, no, that's behind me, isn't it? God damn it, there it goes again. Unless I'm really worried here. This is definitely, oh, there it goes. For some strange reason that doesn't want to actually click the signal right away. Alright. Whew. Alright. So, I'm actually going to probably test out a few more scenarios over time for the VR155 and see if they're, as well as some other German locomotives. But I really like the VR155. It's very powerful, very interesting. You don't need to worry too much about speed limits because it has a maximum speed of like 125 kilometers or something. So it's not very fast compared to the rest of the line. Okay, yeah, that's actually the back. I'm actually hooked up. I'm in the back cab. I'm gonna try and slow my train, coast it enough where it just like you just need to barely apply the brakes. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna make the rest of the schedule on time. I'm probably gonna get penalties just slightly. All right. Alright, 20 miles an hour is good for this section. Alright, apply a little bit more. Don't need her slamming into this train headlong. Oh, I'm offline. So the map's gonna get fucked soon. So this map actually requires internet to actively run. Alright. So, I'm offline, but for some strange reason... Okay, change cabs. Okay, there we go. So I'm supposed to head forward. What I'm going to do is try and do a brake check before I actually leave the yard. I'm going to get my train up to a decent speed. And when I approach... Yeah, see, I'm about what it looks to be like a 2-minute... yeah, it's 2 minutes that I'm behind. And going fast. So once I get to about 15-20 miles an hour, I'll apply the brakes, see what happens. And if I don't actively have a brake system, then the scenario's pretty much screwed. Because there's like a few handful of signals that I need to be careful of. Okay, we're at 15. Okay, so I have a braking system, at least to an extent. However, I wonder if when I actively ended up I'm not exactly sure. I will have to be extremely careful. So I'm now at a 3-minute delay. And there's no way I'm making this on time. Not unless I floor the damn thing, and I don't want to do that. I don't know if this locomotive actually has decent brakes. Maybe it was something glitched out on the scenario or something. I don't know. I got fucked. Real bad. Track 2 south. I think that was the track we were passing our freight on originally. So these distance signals actually become very helpful for me because I actually now know that there are 2 separate speed limits that currently run with this locomotive. Okay, for some reason the map's still going. Oh, you know what? It's probably because this area was already loaded originally. Not much need to use the internet when the internet, whatever. I'll try and figure out something later on when oh, there it is. There's a 120 mile an hour speed limit, 160 after that. So what I'm going to do is probably just keep it at 100 for a little bit. Yeah, my speed, unfortunately, I'm very delayed here. Checking on my time and not paying attention to signals. Need to be very careful. God damn it, there it goes again. What the hell, man? Clear block, or clear distant, that is. I'm going to lower this down a bit, 15. At least, I think, no, that's my wrong. There's my signal. There's a clear distant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh god damn it. 100. And now I'm going to shut down my brake, my speed. There's my freight there. Because I know that this next signal has a... That's my signal just up ahead. Clear block. The next distance should give me kind of a warning. If I remember right, this next one is a... I'm not sure where I'm exactly planned to slow down. Timeliness penalty. So I am definitely not going to be able to get my original... Yeah, I'm not going to get that original score. Not gonna get a high enough score. It's scenarios like this, the little switching scenarios that I will never ever be able to complete. There's my signal again. So essentially, this is that. So I got one more stop. 3 kilometers and 9 kilometers. So I have like no way of making up my original time. I want to be extra careful that I don't overspeed. So I think that says I'm clear. Let's see. Because I know there's a technical, like, there's a section of the line that has me slowing down immediately, and the train that I'm currently attached to is not, like the last time I tried it, I wasn't actually running it very well. So that's a thing. For some strange reason, like certain segments of this line, the overhead wires don't have like connections to them. Again, another clear signal by the looks of it. So I'm wondering if the distance that I encountered, like when I originally did the scenario, was a glitch or something. Because I know I encountered a distant signal just shortly after I left the yard. Milepost 81. Okay. This is what you don't want to do when you're driving carefully. I mean, when you're doing a career scenario. You don't want to drive carefully. But on most occasions, you have to, because if you screw up once... Oh, there goes the rain again. Because if you screw up once, you essentially... like lose. Okay, I can see that has a lunar on it. Oh no, that's another distance. God damn it. What on earth? It just rained for like a brief moment and then stopped. Oh, there goes the map. I didn't notice that just until just now. Like, I have it popping up on the bottom corner of my screen, yet on the video it's like right there. So you can tell how long the internet's been out for me. I need to eventually... God damn it, this is getting annoying. Like it sprinkled a bit, and it didn't affect my train too much. Oh, come on. Where is that distance? I'm braking just in case. I have no idea what the signal is ahead. I wonder if it was because I was braking too much, and the other locomotive has like this so-called realistic brake physics, like, or something like that. I don't know. Shoot. Is that our distance? Is that our distance? Ah! Oh, shit. That's right. The signal after this was a red signal. Yeah, if I remember right, when I originally like was driving this, like after the signal there was like a red, and I couldn't pass it. Yeah, see? Naturally, this time my train fucking stops. So I'm wondering So task. Oh, you know what? I think I know what happened. I'm not actually geared to stop at that section. Let me see here. There is there. It's just below these freight wagons. Oh. Well, that's strange. My line is not officially set to go along that track. It's... yeah, it's sending me into 9 or 10. And for some reason it's not letting me into... For some strange reason, God damn it, what the hell? I guess I'll try and get as close to the signal as possible and see what happens. I'm going to be extremely late now, but this was one of the reasons why I didn't actually complete the scenario right away. But, like, I guess if this actually shows up to suddenly change when I get there, then yeah, maybe that will allow me to go through. I don't want to be going full throttle though. I want to get right up to the signal and stop. For some strange reason, I'm not being allowed to go through. The route is set to go on some weird path. So I've already passed like the left, so I'm not gonna get a 900 score. No way in hell. Come on, there we go. That's really strange. And I can't change the track that this is set for me to go on. For some strange reason, it's not letting me do anything. I'll start trying to brake a little bit. If there's like a hidden task ahead that changes what I'm supposed to do, then stopping. Alright. Well, this is interesting. So I stopped here. I am... yeah, for some strange reason that track is not set right. I don't know what's going on. Like, there's no way I can actually get... what the hell? Oh. What on earth? No, still red. Oh, seriously? Great! So it turns out I was... like, there were 2 switches I needed to switch. I think. I probably should have double-checked that. Approved. Approved. God damn it. I am concerned. What track am I on? Ah, God damn it, wrong button. I'm heading on track 8. Does that mean it's track 7? It's so difficult to read. Oh, God damn it. I guess we'll find out once we start entering the yard. Oh, fuck. Interesting. Hold on here. Was I right the first time? I guess so. So, well, that's interesting. Okay. Note to self. Redo the scenario. Switch the tracks ahead of time. Like before you even leave the yard. Oh, for fuck's sake. Now it's denied again! Oh, maybe it's because I'm right on the right track. Okay, okay. Damn it. Well, I fucked this up. Oh boy. Oh. Yeah, I will have to redo this like way later on, trying to actually do this correctly and get that damn achievement. But I did get an achievement this time around. So there's the tower. Yep, there we go. Actually, why don't we just turn off the throttle? So, let's see what switches we had to switch. It was this one and this one. So this and this. Before I was actually allowed access into the yard. And to be honest, I could do that while I was speeding up. So officially we are 10 minutes late, and that's gonna deduct us quite a bit of points. But that's okay. You got the train here safely. Alright, start applying the brakes. Come on. Stop lagging. There we go. Slowly but surely we make our way in. 10 minutes late. Well, at least with the last German scenario I did last on Railworks Sundays, I did a good job. Jeez, I'm an hour and 9 minutes in. I'm still technically not done with the scenario. Yeah, I guess one more image wouldn't hurt. I think the steam overlay didn't work that time. Alright. Oof. I got deducted a ton of points. Yeah, that's like the worst score I've gotten so far. Yeah, at least I got some achievements. Yay! Alright, so like and comment down below, subscribe if you guys want more, and I will see you guys in the next episode.